Hello, my name is Chris Lambert, and this PowerPoint is going to go over assessing adult learners. So, how can you assess your students without testing them? Quite often, if you think about testing, even as an adult, you get anxiety. If there's an exam, if there's a quiz, if there's a pop quiz, you can't help but get anxious. So we're going to talk about some other ways to assess your students without actually putting them on the spot, making them sweat, and making them worry. So first of all, we're going to talk about feedback. You can provide feedback all the time, especially when your students are exceeding your expectations. So walk around the class, take a look at what your students are doing, and actually just really give them verbal praise. Even if it's in the middle of a lecture and someone comes up with the correct answer, you can provide feedback that way. And also you can just make notes for yourself as to which students seem to be getting the correct answer, which ones seem to need more help. Another way is using authentic performance assessments and tasks. So if you're teaching students how to interview for a job, let's say, you can actually practice an actual interview. So you would have a couple students get up. One person would be the person who's trying to get the job, and the other person would be the business owner. And you would actually have a performance or a practice of something that will really take place. Again, this authentic performance will help your students to make connections, to reinforce what it is they need to know, and to really remember. Next, we have reflect strengths. Give students a choice to demonstrate what they learn in a variety of ways. For example, personally, I hate taking tests, but I love doing PowerPoints. So if you can give your students a choice of a way that they are more comfortable to show their strengths, that actually will really show you a broader range of what your student can do. So maybe give them the choice. Do you want an oral exam? Do you want to make a PowerPoint presentation? Are you more comfortable with a test? Giving your students some choices will really make a difference. And finally, on this slide, we have observation. So just keep a notepad with you. Walk around the class. If you're having your students work with a partner, with a group, just listen. Walk around and take notes. Is there one person who seems to be talking the whole entire time? Is there a student who kind of takes over and does it all and someone else is tuned out? So you can learn a lot from your students by just walking around and listening and observing. Another way to assess your students is through a portfolio. So what is a portfolio? A portfolio is a folder assembled by the learner or the teacher in some cases, containing samples of the learner's work collected over a short period of time. So what can I include in the portfolio? So there's many ways to put together a portfolio, but I'm just going to go over some ideas right here. The learner's formal written papers. So if you've had written papers that were due in your course, you can collect those, and you can collect articles, descriptions, case studies, problem solutions, anything that your student has done over the course of your class. You can have assessment inventories such as personality or learning style inventories or tests. You can have them include pictures, drawings, artwork, anything that they've created. You can also have videotapes of a learner's action or presentation. So if they're giving a presentation in class, you can videotape it, or you can have them videotape it as part of a project. You can include journals, memos, personal responses, test papers, written observations of the learner's performance that you, the instructor, has written and created and observed. So why even use a portfolio? Well, there's a lot of reasons why to use a portfolio. First of all, it is less threatening. You're taking a collection of work and you're not putting your student on the spot for one particular thing. It lowers the stress level or the affective filter. If a student came to class and they had the flu and they did a terrible job on an exam or a terrible job one day, you're not just looking at that. You're looking at an overall performance. So it shows growth over time. Again, not one specific example, but what your students have done and how they have grown over the semester. It uses a variety of artifacts, pictures, videos, essays, tests, and finally it provides a powerful and comprehensive collection of multiple intelligence examples. You are not just pulling from one particular thing. You're getting an overall assessment of your student throughout your entire course. So there's many ways to assess your students, and hopefully you have learned or at least been reminded of a few through this PowerPoint. Thank you so much for listening.